Hey everybody, Alex Kozora, SteelersDepot.com, back with some more Pittsburgh Steelers preview and prediction for this Week 9 game between the 7-1 Indianapolis Colts and the 4-3 Pittsburgh Steelers. Let's talk about it. Before we start, if you guys could like this video, subscribe to the channel, and check out the site, SteelersDepot.com, would really appreciate that. So, tough matchup coming for the Pittsburgh Steelers, looking to avoid a 3-game losing streak for an 8th straight season. A crazy stat there, and facing the Colts certainly will be tough to break that streak. For the Colts offense, Daniel Jones revived under Shane Steichen, really working well, but it starts with that Colts run game, and Jonathan Taylor is the current Triple Crown leader in rushing attempts and yards and touchdowns. It's an 11-man job to take him down. Pittsburgh must be gap sound, must play similar to how they played Josh Jacobs in that Packers game in terms of the run defense, the secondary, and the coverage. A different story there. Must do so without Deshaun Elliott. And the safety situation seems messy right now with, as of this recording, Chuck Clark questionable with an illness. Jabril Peppers will not play. Of course, Elliott out with of this game and probably maybe for the season with that knee injury. So Kyle Duggar, new acquisition, catching that moving train. He'll have to play probably some significant snaps in this game. But stopping the run is going to be key. The Colts run scheme is varied. It's effective. They have 18 rushing touchdowns through 8 weeks. That's the most of any NFL team since the 1976 Baltimore Colts. So I know the pass game and Jones gets talked about a lot, but it starts on the ground. And although the Packers game showed stopping the run is no guarantee of defensive success, not stopping the run is guaranteed of defensive failure. In the pass game, it's a little less RPO than it has been in the past, and that probably speaks to a level of trust under Daniel Jones to run the offense, but there's a lot going on here. The window dressing is going to be key, the pre-snap motion, which is effective to open up run lanes for Jonathan Taylor, but also create matchups in the pass game. The play action on early downs is really effective. Get a lot of layers to this offense. I think one of the big things to talk about beyond stopping the run is just identifying and finding rookie tight end Tyler Warren. In a lot of ways, he's not just a tight end. He's really versatile. He aligns all over, and there's some really creative backfield action stuff they do with Warren. They can run strong eye and put him at fullback. They'll leak him out. They'll have him running vertically out of the backfield or running corner routes downfield. It has kind of an old school 1990s, 80s flair to this offense that you don't see a lot in the NFL in this modern day. So identifying Warren, Pittsburgh has really struggled against tight ends. Essentially, only maybe the Bengals are worse against tight ends than Pittsburgh has been this season if you look at the numbers on a per game basis. So dealing with that's going to be obviously key. I think if you're Pittsburgh, you can't blitz Daniel Jones. He's been, I think, decent against the blitz. The Broncos tried that. Didn't work. Got to get some guys in the back end to cover. The Colts receivers are really strong. You got Pittman, who's been underrated. Josh Downs is a big third down target. And then the deep threat is Alec Pierce. Now, he's not a traditional burner, but he's a big guy. He's a long strider and just has a nose for winning downfield. Watch those deep post routes to Alec Pierce. In terms of other concepts, they want to use levels concepts. They like using the middle of the field. That's kind of their bread and butter. And again, a lot of weapons to throw to. From an offensive line standpoint, it's a good group. Quentin Nelson, Cam Hayward at left guard. Those guys always have good battles. The tackles are solid. The center, Bortolini, is playing well. He's really athletic, gets to the second level. Can linebackers get off of him and shed will be key. And done a nice job replacing Wolf Rice at right guard, who left for Minnesota in the offseason. Just one other quick note, the Colts are aggressive too on fourth down. Anything 4th and 2 and closer is a good chance for the Colts to go for it. They've done so on the season on fourth down 12 times. They've converted 10 of those. That's the best conversion rate in the NFL. All 12 have come 4th and 2 and closer. And I think 9 or 10 of them have come either tied or with the lead. So it's not just the Colts trailing, which they've done little of this year at 7-1. They will be aggressive and they will look to push the envelope in some of those short yardage fourth down situations. So even if you get a stop on 3rd and 9 that makes it 4th and 1, no guarantee you're getting off the field. Defensively, it's not quite as strong as the offense, but it is a good unit. A DC changed this offseason to a familiar name to the Pittsburgh Steelers in Lou Anarumo, who was the Bengals' longtime defensive coordinator. I think in some way, though, that can give Pittsburgh an advantage. They've had success against Anarumo's schemes in the past. They know him well, and so maybe that can give Pittsburgh a leg up. Granted, a two-way street. Anarumo knows Pittsburgh, but the Steelers have generally bested his defenses. Now, the defense with the Colts is a little bit different than the Bengals. You get some similarities, a lot of cover too, the occasional kind of 5-down penny front, though not as often on rundowns. But I would kind of ache in this defense to what Minnesota is running. It kind of has that Vikings flair, a lot of post-snap rotations, a lot of aggressive mug looks, not on third down, but second and medium to longs when they're going to have those real cover zero appearances. They're going to put everybody at the line of scrimmage besides 4 coverage guys, and then they're going to be able to kind of create chaos off of that and drop guys into coverage and play different shells and rotate and really just stress the quarterback and the offensive line protection. But, run game for the Colts has been decent. They got a really good D tackle in DeForest Buckner. In many ways, he plays like Cam Hayward. He's active. He leads the NFL among defensive linemen and tackles. He's got great effort. He's strong. He's got to be a guy that you have to double team and account for in the run game, but it's a deep defensive line with a lot of good pedigree up front. So in terms of the best run scheme, I don't know if there's one true weakness the Colts have had trouble stopping. Maybe some of the zone stuff. I wouldn't get the ball in the perimeter. I'm running kind of more B gap to B gap in this game, but for Pittsburgh kind of run their game, their bread and butter, because their run game has had a lot of sustained success the last several weeks. Pass game is where Pittsburgh could certainly make some hay. The Colts cornerbacks have been hurt. They lost Charvarius Ward to, I think, a freak pregame injury concussion a couple weeks ago. They've had some other injuries there, so can Pittsburgh make some plays on the outside? I think they're there. If you look at the pass game numbers for the Colts, they look pretty poor, but that's a bit of an aggregate and slightly at least misleading stat. No team has faced more pass attempts than the Colts defense, 311, in part because they've yet to have their bye week, and in part because they're winning so many games they're playing with the lead, and so teams are throwing late, and some garbage time stats in there as well. They're aggressive. They have 10 interceptions this year. 7 different players have picked off a pass. They have 23 sacks. They're getting pressure from all over. 4 different DBs have a sack this season, along with obviously the defensive line and the general front of this thing. But can you make some plays, on third down in the red zone? The Colts have not been a great situational defense. They're 30th in third down defense, and that's not just because of garbage time. Look at first 3 quarters. They're not doing a great job there either in red zone defense. So Pittsburgh will have to score, obviously, to have a chance to win this game. So for my prediction in this one, and maybe this will give you guys a glimmer of hope, because I'm going with the Colts to win this game 34-24. Pittsburgh is going to win this game. It will have to require a lot of points and probably more than 24, but that's my prediction. I know the Colts' history coming to Pittsburgh and winning is pretty poor, 1-13 since the merger, but none of that really seems to matter given where these teams are at. I just think the Colts, from a schematic standpoint, a talent standpoint, too much going on for a reeling Steelers defense. Offensively, I think Pittsburgh can score, but the Colts can create enough negativity to get a couple wins for Pittsburgh to pull off the upset, stopping the run, tackling better, obvious enough, and then they're going to have to take the ball away probably twice in this game. And the Colts only have 4 turnovers on the season, 3 of which came in one game against the Rams in their lone loss this year. But they're going to have to get multiple takeaways to shorten field, steal possessions, find a way to gain an edge in this game. Pittsburgh's gone 13 straight quarters without a takeaway. That streak, that drought must end. If it doesn't, Pittsburgh will be looking at another loss. So let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Appreciate you guys watching. Please like this video, subscribe to the channel, and check out the site SteelersDepot.com. Thank you again, and we'll talk to you soon.